today I will again, okay, I will start with recording and reporting again. I'll share my slides. Okay, is it visible?
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
since
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you still remember
Yes, ma'am.
what I said about recording and reporting, so recording is something which remains permanent, and reporting is something which you report either orally, through phone, face to face, or it can be in the written form. Okay, and also these documentations and all these are very important record. Okay, because it acts as a proof that you have done something for the patient, that you have done something for the client. Okay, because as the saying goes, how much you do for your particular patients, you might be doing the suppose bed making you have done checking of vital signs of all the patient in that particular ward, but if you don't document it, okay, nobody will believe. So even how much you work, but if you don't document, it doesn't count. Okay, because there's a saying which says whatever it is not documented, that means it is not done. Even though you might be saying, okay, I have given the medication to that particular client, but when they open the file, they might see, okay, you have not documented or you have not recorded, so no one will believe you. Okay, so at last what happened, you will be in trouble. So that's why, especially when it comes to patients file and all, as you all see, these are very important file. Okay, because later on, suppose if something happened to the particular client, suppose a particular client was supposed to get one medication, but that medication should not be skipped, okay, every day, but suppose what happened, you forgot to give the medication instead, or you have given but you forgot to record. So if anything wrong, if the patient suddenly becomes very serious, so they will go and check the document of that file of that patient, and they will see that okay, this medicine has not been given. So who will be in trouble? It will be the nurse. Okay, so it can be anyone. So that's why we should never forget to record. Okay, and when we see documentation also, it acts as evidence. Okay, because whatever you perform, whatever care you are giving to the patient, if you document it, it acts as a proof that okay, you have really done this. Okay, so but just by checking the file, and because from the documentation also we are able to see what are the progress of the client. Okay, what was his previous condition, and after 3 days what was the improvement, what needs to be done. Okay, what more needs to be done, what can be the diagnosis of the particular client. So all this, it can be done with the help of the documentation. Okay, so what do you mean by documentation? If you say, okay, so documentation is anything which is written or printed on which you can rely as a record or proof of patients' actions and activities. Okay, so like I've said, it can be anything. It can be written on any, like in hospital we always have a particular patient have, usually we have their own file. So whatever we care we are giving to the patient, so whatever activities we are doing for the patient, we always put it down in the file. So that acts as a documentation. Okay, so whenever we say documentation means something which we are writing down or we are noting down. Okay, it acts as a proof. Then what do you mean by record? Okay, so I think I have also mentioned recording is something which remains permanent, and it is something which we document. Okay, so documentation and recording is almost similar. Okay, so when we say documentation, so this definition actually it is given by the Trained Nurses Association of India. Okay, in short we call that as TNAI. Okay, so a record, if we say according to them, it is a clinical, okay, it is a scientific, administrative, and legal document relating to the nursing care given to individual, family, and community. It is a record from admission of the patient till the discharge. Okay, so when we say clinical means clinical, when we say it's something which we do for the patient, starting from the checking of doing of the bed making, that comes under clinical, checking of the vital signs, doing the bed bath, okay, sponging. So whatever activities we do it in the hospitals, all those comes under clinical. Okay, then scientific, when we say scientific means whenever we document anything, we should not document any false information. Okay, so everything that we documentation, it should have a scientific proof behind it. Okay, we cannot just write any bluff information which is not related to that particular patient or which is not scientifically true. Okay, so administrative means because what happened, that's why we have documentation of file for every patient, because it also acts as a proof. Okay, that this particular hospitals have done this for the particular client or for the particular patient, whoever is admitted. So it acts as a form of the administrative file. Okay, legal documents, why? Because like I've also mentioned, because if anything happened to that particular client, if anything happened, and if it is who, we don't know who might be at fault, it might be the doctor, it might be the nurses. So with the help of the documentation, we will be able to know, okay, so who have done the, what is, whose mistake was it that the patient becomes very serious, or maybe it might be even that. So it acts as a legal document, it acts as a proof. So that's why we should always be very careful whenever we document anything in the patient's file. Okay, so what are the things what we are documenting? We are documenting everything related to the patient care, whatever patient care we are giving. Okay, so it also, when was actually recording, it start directly from the admission. So if you remember, if you enter any hospital, directly when you enter, you go to the registration counter. So from there itself your recording start, because from the registration they'll be taking up your information, okay, your info, like your name, your age, your address. Okay, then till you are discharged, everything it is documented. So that means the time when you step inside the hospitals, so that time only your documentation start until you move out of the hospital. Okay, so this is actually the definition given by the Trained Nurses Association of India. Are you clear with this? Any doubt with this definition? Yes or
No,
no?
ma'am.
Okay. So if you remember this definition, it is a very good and very, it includes everything. Okay. So next we'll see what are the different types of record. Okay, so we have mostly hospital record, we have the nursing record, as well as we have the medical record. Okay, so when we say hospital record, that means this includes the overall recording which we maintain in the hospital. It can be starting from it can include even the, suppose in hospital, because we have so many departments. Okay, starting from the admission department, that means your registration, they will have their own recording. The nurses, they will have their own recording. The doctors also, they will have their own recording. Suppose the lab technician will have their own recording. So all these recording of all the various departments in a hospital counts under hospital records. Okay, so it is a central focus of all the activities in the collection and utilization of clinical information, and these are the entry of events in a sequence form so that the sequence of continuity of activities can be maintained. So every organization has its own systems of recording. Sorry, it's not recovering, it should be recording. So when we say, just in simple terms, if you say means hospital record, means it includes a recording of all the various departments of a particular hospital. Okay, and if you see, okay, every hospitals have their own way of recording. Suppose downtown hospital methods of recording, it might be different if you compare to the other hospital, like not totally different, but some differences might be there. Like us, we are following the NEBH. Okay, so our system of recording might be different as compared to other hospitals. Okay, but all the basic things that needs to be recorded, suppose what needs to be included in a patient's file, it is almost similar. Okay, then when we say medical record, means these are the record which is usually maintained by the it can be even include the mostly the doctor's records. Okay, so the doctor's records comes under the medical record. Okay, so with the help of this, it helps in knowing the patient's condition, what is his what can be the diagnosis of that patient. Okay, what can be the future plan. Okay, whether the patient can go for discharge. So these comes under medical record. Okay, then when we say nursing record, so nursing record, these are those record which are maintained by the nurse. We have so many nursing record, like all those TPR chart, we have infection control chart. Okay, we have the nursing care plan. So these are all which we do as a nurse. Whatever activities we are doing for the particular client, it includes under the nursing record. Okay, so it is a system in the record of care plan, and it is given to individuals patients by qualified nurse and other healthcare givers under direction of a qualified nurse. Okay, in a qualified nature, sorry. So these actually, I'm just giving you just to get a brief idea of what is hospital record. Okay, so to avoid confusion, remember hospital records are those maintained by the overall in the hospital. Okay, of means by various departments. Medical, mostly it is maintained by the doctors, and when we say nursing, means it is nursing records. Okay, so why we do recording? Okay, so there is actually so many purpose why we are maintaining the record. We are just not just for the sake of doing, we are not doing the recording. Okay, there are so many reasons behind why we are doing this recording. So one purpose is that, even in the, if you remember, even in the previous slides, I have said about the communication. Okay, So recording, it acts as a communication. It provides efficient and effective methods of sharing information, because you might not be in contact directly with the particular doctor, but you might not be in contact with the particular technician, but just by opening the patient's file, because like I've mentioned, they might have their own recording in the patient's file. So what happened, by opening the file, you'll be able to know what are the things that they have done for the particular client, and what are the various this one departments, what things they have done for the particular client. So it acts as a communication tools. Okay, communication tools doesn't mean like you will directly face to face or in that way, but just indirectly it acts as a communication, because when you open a file, you'll be able to know, okay, what activities has been done by the other professionals. Okay, so legal documentations, like I've said, so it is a very important proof. Okay, so it really helps, especially if anything happens to the patients. So if the patients file any complaints again at particular hospital, okay, suppose after any incident, so with the help of this documentations or the patient's files, it can help us, okay, or it can help us to make us this one to uh, make us not guilty for that particular problem or anything. Okay, so it acts as a legal document. Okay, then research. Okay, so research actually what happened, you might not be understanding much about research, but in research we used to have some, based on a particular problem, we try to find out the reason and we try to put it into practice. Okay, so hospitals documentation also, it helps in improving the quality of care, because whenever we do research, we try to find out, okay, based on some problems, we try to find out the solution, and after getting the solution, we try to put it into practice. So why we do that? To improve the quality of care. Okay, statistics. So statistic means, by maintaining the record, we are able to do, suppose in downtown, okay, so or in any hospital, so suppose how many patients have been admitted during this particular week. Okay, what were the diagnosis, what were the prognosis, okay, how many patients recovered, how many patients have been transferred. So all this also, it can be where we'll get all this information with the help of recording. So it helps to see, okay, suppose if many patients have been uh, improving lately with a particular treatment, so it helps in knowing also what are the effects of that particular treatment, whether we can continue with the same treatment, or whether we have to change and modify and improve the or any form of treatment. Okay, so it also acts as a statistics. Then education, because this is also, it acts actually recording, it also serves as an educational tool for the students in the health disciplines, especially if you know, for you all also at present, you have so many nursing care plan. Okay, so health history, so all this also, with the help of a patient's file, just by opening a patient's file, you'll be getting so many information. Suppose a diabetic patient, okay, once you open a file of a diabetic patient, you'll be able to know, okay, so because the doctors, even the nurses, they will be documenting their record, so you'll be able to know, okay, these are the main chief complaint of a patient who is diabetic. Okay, these are the treatment which can be given to a diabetic patient. Okay, so these are the particular diet that can be given. So this, it acts as a educational tool, because what happened, just by learning through book, you will not be able to remember much, but what happened if you learn from book and if you see it in, okay, in a patient's, all the signs and symptoms which you have learned, so it really helps to grab. Okay, you will able to, you really, you can learn it very easily. Okay, by seeing, comparing the book picture and the patient picture. Okay, so audit and quality assurance. Okay, so audit also, actually what happened in audit also, we, audit is something which we try to uh, improvise some protocols or standards. Okay, so based on this protocol and standards, we will try to improve the quality of care. So this thing also, how we can move with the help of documentation. Okay, suppose what happened, you have seen that a particular, in a particular ward, suppose in recovery, many false incidents happen because there were no side rails. So that what happens, you that is one problem which you have identified. So how you can, you do the audit, you can develop some standards, protocols. Okay, when we say protocol, means some guidelines that that particular word should follow. After that, you distribute that guidelines to them, then you have to see, okay, whether after providing the guidelines, you give them some times, and after it is being implemented, then you evaluate. Okay, so after evaluating, you might have seen that after giving the guidelines, the incidence of falls has been reduced. So that is the meaning of the word audit. Whenever we do auditing, we try to improve the quality of care. Okay, so we try to find out what is the problem, then we try to develop some standard protocols or guidelines, then we'll distribute the guidelines, and after that we'll evaluate. Okay, planning client care. Okay, so obviously with the help of documentation we can help to improve the patient's client. Okay, so suppose if the patient is having some problem, then if you have given the treatment, okay, but you have been observing that the patient is not improving with a particular treatment, so what you can do, you can try to change or modify the treatment. So this how you'll be able to do it with the help of recording. Okay, just by seeing the patient's file. Okay, so you'll get so many information. So it acts in providing some baseline data. Okay, then it also helps in a diagnosis and treatment. It also helps in evaluating the patient's care. Okay, so these are actually some of the purposes of recording. Are you clear with this? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt till now? Yes or no? Are you clear with what do you mean by recording and purposes of recording? Okay, we'll see what are the different types of recording. Okay, so this type of recording is like what are the different records which is maintained by the different professionals. Okay, so first is the medical records. Okay, so whenever we say medical record, these mostly includes all the records which is being maintained by the mostly the doctors. Okay, even the nurses also some few records it is included here. Okay, so some of the components of the medical records are like patient identification and demographic data. Demographic data means everything. Okay, his family members, how many family members are there in his family, then what is patient's where his address. Okay, all those comes under demographic data. What is the present complaints? I think by now everyone is familiar with chief complaints and present history of illness. Okay, so don't ever confuse with those two words. Okay, whenever we say chief complaint means these are those complaints that the patient is being admitted. Okay, so with those complaint a patient is admitted to the hospital. Okay, so whenever we say present history means at present, suppose when you meet your patient, what is his present complaint? That comes under present complaints or present history. Then informed consent for treatment and procedure. Informed consent because there are some treatments, suppose some surgery needs to be done. So for that, we cannot just perform the surgery without taking the consent of the particular family members or the patient. Okay, so those for some treatment, some procedure, we need to get the consent or the permission, if we say it in simple words. Okay, admission nursing history, because if you see even in every hospital they usually have this admission nursing initial assessment file. Okay, chart I mean. So in that we used to record everything immediately when the patient is being admitted. We used to mark it there. Family history also, because why we collect family history, it is very important because there are some uh, conditions like suppose diabetes, hypertension, these are all genetically inherited. So if any of your family members are having these problems, there is a chance that you might be having that condition because of the genetic makeup. Okay, physical examinations. Okay, so because every patient whenever he immediately comes in any hospital, even in the initial assessment we always do the physical examination. Okay, medical history. Okay, so that means medical history if we say means whether the patient have any previous medical history of any problem. Okay, suppose any diabetic problem or hypertensive problem or any other medical problem. Okay, then tentative history, that means that is what is the present condition of the client. Okay, then medical diagnosis, and don't confuse with medical diagnosis and nursing diagnosis. Okay, so medical diagnosis, these are those which is usually given by the doctors. Then the nursing diagnosis is different. Then therapeutic order, when we say therapeutic means these are the treatment. Okay, so what are the treatment order, then what are the treatment given, what are the medical progress notes. Okay, if you see even in the patient's file, we always every day the doctors used to write a progress note. Okay, then supportive care given, okay, by any other department, suppose by physiotherapy or by any other department in hospital. Okay, reports of the diagnostic studies, even this also we have it in a hospital. Okay, if you see in the front page we have all the record of all the simple of this common diagnostic tests. okay, along with their normal values. Final diagnosis, then patient education, then summary of the operative procedures. This is also there. Even in a hospital we have it. Whenever a patient goes for any operation, so the doctor used to write the like operative procedures, okay, the in details what has been done for the client, okay. Discharge plan and summaries, these also comes on the record, or any other instructions other than these, okay. The other record is a nursing record. So nursing record, immediately whenever a patient comes to any particular ward, we always do the initial assessment, or we call it as the admission nursing assessment. Then the nursing care plans. These cardexes I will show you later, okay. Then any other pertinent information about the patient, any other particular information which is related to that patient's health, medication, okay. We also have a medication chart or medication record chart, daily treatment and procedures, then flow chart, okay. So flow chart also, then this graphic record, that means your TPR BP chart, okay. Fluid balance record chart, okay. Fluid balance means how much is the intake and how much is the output. This is also very important, okay. Medication chart, then skin's assessment record. This type of record, like skin assessment, is very important, especially if the patient is having any form of because of the bedridden, okay, he might have some form of high risk for bed sores and all. So we need to do the maintain this assessment record. Then progress notes, then ward record, okay. So this ward record, when we say these are some record which is maintained in a particular ward, okay, one ward. So the patient's clinical records means everything, okay. Then the staff attendance record, staff leave record, then staff patient assignment record. Patient assignment means, suppose if you see in each and every ward, like suppose if there are two staff, so one staff, if there are four patient and there is two staff, so one staff will be assigning two patient and another staff will be assigning two patient. Assignment means it's like you are giving them the responsibility to take care for those patient, okay. Students attendance, because obviously every now and then students are also being posted in that particular ward, so for them also some student attendance. And even students might be getting some assignments, okay, during their internship and all. We used to give them assignments. What indent, when we say indent, means something which you indent for, suppose it can be medication, it can be any other medicines or equipments for your particular ward, okay. Then inventory means it is like a store or a stock which we maintain, okay. So this comes under inventory method. Equipment's maintenance record, this is very important, because time to time you should always check and make sure that whatever equipments we have in a part in your own ward, all should be functioning, okay. Because in emergency case, we don't know, anything might happen to any patient, so we have to keep everything ready. So time to time, on a daily basis, we should always make sure that all the equipments are in good condition, okay. What incidents record, suppose if any incidents happen in a particular ward, suppose one patient fall down, so that also comes under incidents, or one medication error has happened, so that also comes under incidents. So that also it is an incident record. Infection surveillance record, so this also we have if you see in our file, we have an infection control chart, okay. So infection control, we always maintain all this. Suppose because what comes under infections, like if the patient is receiving IV cannulation, so those also, because it is inserted, okay, so parenterally, so there's high chance that infections might be there, okay. So all those we have to maintain. Like suppose for IV cannula, as you know, we should always change it after every 72 hours, okay. So why we are doing that? To reduce the risk of infection, okay. So that we have to maintain it. It is maintained in another infection control record. What quality indicator record, okay. Then we have the what diet supply, means if the patient is being provided with any diet from the hospital itself, so they used to maintain this. Emergency drugs and crash trolley, there's also, I think you must have seen, okay. Then patient admission, discharge, and even shift record, okay. So these are all these are some of the records which should be maintained in a particular ward, okay. So you must have seen some of this. It might not be followed in our hospitals. Like I've said, every hospitals, they have their own methods of recording, okay. It might not, all might not be there, okay. So what are some of the guidelines for recording? Okay, so we have to maintain so many guidelines for effective recording. Okay, see, these are some of the do's and don'ts which you need to do. Okay, so first of all, what are the things which you need to do? Okay, chart a change in a client's condition and the follow-up condition actions. Okay, so suppose suddenly if the patient is very Okay, normally he is not that serious, he is in the general ward only, but suddenly sometime what happened, his condition might change suddenly within minutes. So whatever condition he is, or whatever situation that the patient is, okay, whatever is happening to the client, immediately you need to note it down. And what are the actions that you have taken after you have found out that the patient, suppose suddenly he developed cardiac arrest, so what are the actions you have done, or what are the things you have done for that particular client? So that all needs to be recorded. Okay, and after that also, suppose the patient has been revived back, so after that also, what are the follow-up actions that you have done for the clients? Okay, so those also we have to record. Read the nurse's record note prior to care. Okay, so this is actually very important. Suppose you have been handed over to, you have done with your shift and you have got handed over from one particular nurse for the next shift. So before you go to the patient's client bedside, so you have to be very familiar. Okay, so you have to know what are the things which have already been done. Okay, and you have to, based on that only, you should do the care. So you have to read carefully what are the things which have already been done for the client and what are the pending work. Okay, be very timely. When we say timely means we should never record before doing. Okay, this is also very important. So, and we should always record immediately after we do, because what happens sometimes, if especially in a ward, if you are very busy with so many patients, so you might forget it later on. And what happened, even if you have done it in, then the people whoever is seeing that file, they might see that, think that you have not done that particular activities, or you have not given that particular medication. So we should always uh, chart immediately after we do any activity. We should not wait, and we should not chart it beforehand. That is also very important. Okay, use objective, specific and factual description. Okay, suppose for example you have seen that a patient is developing this one, this he's having dizziness. Okay, because his blood pressure is very low. Okay, so immediately what happened, you will check the vitals, then you'll be getting some vitals information. Suppose his blood pressure came down to 80 by 60, which is very low. Okay, so those type of those type of data comes under objective data. We should always try to write objective terms or objective data. This I think also you must have known. Okay, so, and it should be very specific. We should not add any extra like unnecessary information. Okay, we have to be very precise, and whatever we note down, it should be factual. We should not manipulate any recording. Suppose you might be scared, okay, suddenly the patient's blood pressure is coming to 200 by 100, which is very high. So you might be scared, okay, if I record this, then something, I might be in trouble or something like that, you might be in. But that should not be done. Whenever you record anything, whatever you get, that much only you have to record. You should not manipulate any recording. Okay, correct chatting errors. Okay, so we should never, whenever you have any chatting errors, what you need to do, you should never put any white ink or whitener. You should never scribble it, and instead you can just put a line. Okay, and how you can do it, suppose you can just draw a line, and on top of that you can put the correct information. Okay, so you should never try to rub it with eraser, or you should never scribble it. Okay, okay, and you should never put any correction pen. That is illegal. Okay, that is not allowed. So even if you have any or this one, if you have making any mistake, you should just cut it in one line, and on top of that you can write the correct information. Okay, and chart all teaching. Whenever you done any teaching for your client also, you have to chart it. Record the client's actual words. Okay, suppose sometimes we all we this is actually very relevant, especially for the patient who are having some psychiatric problem and all, in psychiatric hospitals and all, because for them this recording is very important. Okay, because this is the way where we can diagnose a client. So we should not, sometimes we need to record immediately as how it is being said. So whatever actual patient's word, whatever they are informing you or telling you, you have to record it in that way. You should not manipulate it or change. Chart the client's responses. Okay, suppose what happens sometime, I think you must have also identified in hospitals also, some clients, they might not, they might don't want to, suppose if you try to do bed making, they might refuse it. So in that condition also, what happened, to be on the safe side, you should write down, otherwise you will be in trouble later. Or some client might refuse some medication, they don't want to take the medication, so that also you have to record it. Okay, so this helps us to be in the safe side. Okay, so that if anything happen later, you will not be responsible. Review your notes. So time to time we should review, make sure that whatever recording that we are doing, it should all be correct. Okay, it should be complete. That is also very important. So we should not write any half information. Everything should be complete. Okay. So what are the don'ts? The first is like do not leave any blank spaces. What happened? Because if you leave any blank spaces, somebody might manipulate or add something which some false information in between. And if that happens, who will be called? It will be you, because the documentation of that particular word, you are the one who is having the duty. So if you leave, so that is the main reason why we said we should not leave any blank spaces, because somebody might put any false information in between and you will be in trouble. Okay. Chart in advance. This I also have mentioned. We should never chart in advance, and we should also never chart for someone else. If you have done that particular care for the client, you yourself, you have to go and chart it immediately by yourself. You should never chart for others. And also we should always sign. Okay, and if possible we should always give a full signature, so that is also, it will help us. Okay, we should never chart for someone else. Okay, use vague term. When we say vague term, means these are some unclear wording which is not familiar to everyone. We should not use all those terms. Okay, and use patient or client. So whenever we write any recording, we should always mention the word patient or client in that way. Okay, alter a record. Alter means we should never manipulate any recording. Whatever, how much you are getting, you should immediately, you have to write down that. Okay, you should never give any other manipulation. Record assumptions. So you cannot just assume. Suppose you have checked a blood pressure of that vital signs of the particular client at 2 p.m. So you know that at 6 p.m. again you have to check, but sometime what happened, you are so busy you don't feel like checking, so you might just assume, okay, this 2 p.m. his vital signs was this much, so at 6 p.m. I think it might still be same, but we don't know, because a patient's condition might suddenly be change. It might suddenly change within minutes or so, within seconds or so. So we should never record our own assumptions. So we should always record whatever it is being done. Okay. Other than this, we should also, the recording should be legibility. Whenever we say legibility, means we should not erase, like I've said, we should not put erection correction pen, all those. We should not try to erase, state the reason of error. So whenever, suppose you have make any mistake, you can just cut it in one line and you can just put your reason why you have, because everyone is not perfect. Sometimes you might also make some mistakes while recording. So accuracy, use of institutional accepted abbreviations, symbols, and systems of measures. These are also important. Okay, so like some common, like suppose if you say like, okay, K/C/O. So this is a very common abbreviation use, which is the chief. Okay, so this is the chief complaint. Okay, or the present chief, present his. So suppose PHO. This means present history of PHI, present history of illness. So these are common abbreviation which is known to everyone. You should never give your own abbreviations. Okay, which is not known to everyone. Then factual, the nurse should record descriptive, objective information about what the nurse sees, hears, feels, and smells. Okay, so you should never put any assumption record, or you should not put any false records. Everything should be based on facts. Okay. So confidentiality, this is very important. Okay, especially if a person suffering from, okay, suppose a patient suffering from HIV/AIDS. These are something which really, okay, so we should be very confidential. So not only for the HIV/AIDS, even for other patients, we should never share the information of any particular patient without a consent, and we should only share it only those to those people who are involving in the patient's care. Even that's why only we don't keep the record with the patients bedsides. We always keep it in the nursing station, and also we don't allow anyone to just go and open a patient's file, because all those are confidential. Okay, so we should only share it if they are related to the patient or if it is really needed, and we should never discuss, okay, our patient's condition with other nurses. So that is also illegal. Okay, so everything should be kept confidential. Then even whenever we maintain and record, it should be complete, it should be timely. Timely means, like I've said, it should be recorded on time, not before doing any work and not by others. Okay, everything should be very organized. And currentness means whenever you give any recording, it should be based on the current situation. Okay, not like you will give any assumptions based on the previous data, you will mark present data based on that assumptions. No. Okay, it should not be in that way. So others are also there. So it should also, whenever we record, we have to always mention the date and time, which should be permanent. That means we have to use either pen, okay, any color. Correct spelling should be there. This is also very important, because of some misspelling. What happened? some medications name also, if it is not written properly, then the patient might be getting the wrong medication. Okay, accepted terminologies which are known to everyone. Okay, then signature also is important, and if as far as possible we should always try to give a full signature, and everything should be in sequence. Okay, so these are some of the guidelines of recording. Okay, so these guidelines are very important. Okay, so are you all clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
anyhow, if
ma'am.
you still have any doubts, I will
Yes,
do it again in the next class. Okay, so okay, I think I
Okay,
will
ma'am.
stop for now. So the next class I will continue with the methods of recording. Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Okay.